Huh? I'm sure you have a better internal rhythm now.
Yeah, maybe.
I turned my camera on by accident. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want.
Yeah,
V-Save Face actually doesn't work if I have my camera on. It sucks.
I forgot. Yeah, I'll turn that off then.
It's fine. I like your face.
Thank you. I like yours.
Thank you. I just recently changed my Zoom profile picture to my current profile picture. And I forgot, honestly, because I haven't used it in like 2 years. I honestly forgot that my profile picture used to be Reginald Copperbottom from Henry Stickmin.
Yeah, with the cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat? No, he's the leader of the Toppets. With the fucking handlebar mustache.
Right, that was the... Yeah, we're on the same page now. My brain was trying to reconstruct the image in my head, and like, I got the rough approximation, and I'm like, yep, that's a cowboy hat.
That's fair.
I like this meme you sent.
Which one?
Your recent one in memes.
Oh, the one with the Trisha with her hair looking like Clavier in this?
Yeah.
I every single time I go on to Tumblr to look for new Ace Attorney text posts, something comes on and just slaps me in the face and brings me joy.
In her defense, the jacket does look more like a Clavier thing to wear.
Oh yeah. I'm not entirely confident she intended to dress like that though.
Yeah, happened to be the way that she did her styling today.
Oh god, time to watch Clover lose her mind. Oh, believe me, you'll know when it's time for me to lose my mind.
Yeah, we'll hear it on the clock.
I don't think it's this one. I think it's part 3. That truly. Yep. It's not this part that we're gonna do today. It's next part that's gonna make me lose it. Oh, God. That and part 4. Let me close that.
What you snacking on, by the way?
Celery.
Ayo.
I had leftover celery from when I made you Etsy.
Yeah, I think when I came over and we made you Etsy the first night, and we didn't have any containers to put it in, so we had to throw out a bunch of it. I was like, shit, what am I gonna eat for breakfast tomorrow? Like before I go out and like do more shopping for the next day. And then I see the stick of celery right there, and I'm like, you know what? Fine.
Yep.
And I made sure to get you some containers so that doesn't happen again.
Now I have so many containers. I also had to buy a glass dish because I had to return the glass dish we used last time to my my aunt. So now I have even more cooking shit, which is, great. I had something I wanted to bring up today on stream, and now I've completely forgotten. Great. Cool.
Does it have something to do with Apollo or Clavier or...
Probably. I don't remember. It's gone.
Alrighty.
Oh, I didn't even turn the things off on VC things. There we go. Let's go.
We still got. There you go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let me close all my tabs so I'm not as distracted.
I've been playing Dead Cells, so I got my controller plugged in.
I think you can play this game with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Ib. Did you get the good ending?
No, I've been playing Dead Cells since, I haven't, listen, so I have it on mobile.
That was such an earnest listen, though.
I've been playing it on mobile while I'm, like, out and about doing other shit. And so when I get home, I'm like, damn, the mobile controls suck ass. I'm gonna play it on my computer because I still haven't beaten it on my computer. I've beaten, like, because it's a roguelike, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've beaten the final boss on mobile before, which is fucking wild to me because I still have yet to do it on PC.
So you're gonna beat Dead Cells on the PC because it's easier?
No, I think that it's actually harder to do it on mobile. Just
yeah, that's what I mean. It's easier on PC, so you're gonna do it on PC.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on PC. But also because that like satisfies the completionist thing that I'm trying to do.
Fair.
Or I'm trying to do for roguelikes, I'm trying to do like a single run of them. But like by the time that I get to my computer, I've been like so frustrated by playing it on mobile to get practice that that I'm just like
mobile games for practice on PC.
No, because it's the same game.
Yeah, but they have different controls. Oh, I am. Whoops. You know why I am? It's because I use display capture for other things too, so I forgot to reset.
I wonder if you want to have like a separate one for like display capture full screen and a separate one for display capture for this.
There's no point really. On top of the fact that we're almost done the game, like it's just the same thing.
That's fair.
I can help you I can coach you through to get the best ending of Ib, or at least, you know, not kill Gary, you fucking monster.
I thought it was the like I went back through the crayon area and I like was trying to like hunt down Mary, find her and kill her, but like
you cannot do that.
Nowhere to be seen. Okay.
You can kill Mary, that is not how.
Okay.
I will give you a hint though to be able to kill Mary because you seem to have a vendetta against her.
Yes.
When she ends up killing Gary, you can go back and interact with him.
Yeah. I got the lighter.
Yes.
But then as soon as I like went through the painting, it's just like
yeah, you can't kill her in the real world.
Yeah, she's like put that away. You don't need that.
She throws it out the window.
Yeah.
No, you have to do it like in the sketchbook area. And then you get arguably the sadder ending of the two. There is no happy ending where Gary dies. I don't care.
That is true.
Anyways, I'm on my last celery stalk. I'm ready to do this. Hi, Vera.
So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right?
Carl, insurance, because there are no spaces.
We're on your side.
Carl, there are no spaces.
Carl, I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Please tell us anything. Please?
Good morning.
She speaks.
Not bad, not bad. But I think you'd do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know?
Tracy, let's take it easy for starters.
Thank you for taking my case. she draws emojis.
Well, she's got her own little poker face going on. I love that.
I love her.
Okay, well, that's a start, I guess. There she goes with the nail polish again.
You know, putting on that much.
Why is there a glass statue of a hand in the corner?
That's the nail polish bottle, I think. You know, putting on nail polish immediately after putting on nail polish, her fingers should be fucking caked.
She got those chunky nails.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, really. It's so cultured.
She's just hoping she can, like, have them... She can paint more layers and they can grow out like Wolverine.
5 inches of nail polish on every finger. Gross. Awful.
She has
Really?
claws. Ah, girls.
Yo, fuck you. Clavier does his nails too, you bitch.
Women, am I right?
God. Am I right, ladies? Women, am I right, ladies?
The victim, Drew Misham, was a forger, and a stolen painting was found in his studio.
And he has the dumbest hair of all time.
A life of crime, really. And maybe one that led to his death.
Hair crimes.
You listen to a lot of hair crimes.
Oh, hey, Mr. Judge.
We will now begin the trial of Vera Misham.
Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like.
The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time, and may indeed alter our legal system forever.
That laugh was like half fake, half real, and I apologize for how guttural that sounded. Oh, sorry. I can't help but laugh because I know that's not true.
I shall reaffirm that this is a test of the justice system.
Oh god, I hate this so much. I am gonna apologize in advance. That fake laughter is probably gonna happen a lot, like every time they reference that this is a thing. I apologize in advance. Like, it is my job as a fan of Ace Attorney to mock the second trilogy as much as humanly possible.
The second Phoenix Wright trilogy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Today is a test of the juris system, and the first step towards a new order in our courts.
Daddy's secret mission!
The jurist will function like a jury.
No!
You don't say!
Our legal system
hope
is so
they're-
fragile that a single case could dismantle it. Yeah, pretty much.
It's hoped their inclusion will help the courts better reflect the people's will. Why, aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times.
CCTV.
One of them watches me, one of them watches you, and one of them watches the judge.
Yeah.
The jurists
pretty
have
much.
access to everything that transpires. Jurists judge well and judge cool.
Fucking music.
This music
Now,
turns me on!
see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that.
Well, you
Back
didn't.
up.
Ah, my apologies, Air Judge.
Jurists, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind.
The judge is the best. I love him.
The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law.
Objectively not true.
They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings.
Also objectively not true. Listen, I love
Then why are we here? If they don't judge based on evidence, why are we here?
Exactly! There are so many things wrong with this sentence. I love it so much. I'm so glad, okay. In essence, I get what he's trying to say. What he's saying is that if the jury believes this person to be guilty based on the amount of evidence, regardless of how much is actually conclusive, then they can say they're guilty even without, it all being conclusive. And I get that, but the way that he's saying it is completely incorrect. Oh, I love it so much. This case is so bad.
And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have.
None.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. The details of this case, if you would.
The victim is the painter, Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask?
By Dahlia.
By none other than the defendant, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Shit!
There wasn't any poison in the coffee.
Drew Misham goes under the, Drew Misham goes under the pseudonym Diego Armando.
Tung, someone's been doing their homework. Indeed. Poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself.
The mug? Ah, residue was found on the rim at sea. I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death.
I want you to turn the music back up, but at the same time I don't, because I know you didn't want it to be loud.
Let me see how it is now. Oh,
It's at practically the bottom.
okay. Oh, hold it.
Yes. I could barely hear the music. Now I can jam.
Yeah, it was just a lot of loudness from the perspective of not hearing anything.
I need to get an emote of my character jamming out.
Just copy a section of this video and just have it loop.
Fuck yeah.
I think we gotta put it as a sticker though, because with emotes, if you want them to be animated, then you have to have nitro.
Oh, in the server, yeah.
Yeah.
The court accepts this as evidence. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atroquinine poisoning.
A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atroquinine in the body is a touch of the Reaper's sight.
God, shut up.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness.
I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. That journalist, no doubt. The witness will state his name and occupation.
Ah, right. I'm Larry the Cucumber. Well, for starters, my name is Spark Brushel. My job is a lone observer of the world.
I remember I had a more annoying voice for him.
You had a lisp, and then I literally begged you not to do that. I always wanted an S at the end of Spark. I always want to call him Spark Sprushel.
That sounds like a menu item at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
In other words, if... Huh?
My hair's in my face, I got it.
In other words, a freelance journalist, right?
Ahem. If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record.
Yes, Mr. Brushel?
I dislike conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions.
God, shut up.
Preconceptions make Park's sandbox of endless dessert waste. End quote.
You look like a fucking, wow, never mind. I was gonna roast him and then I totally forgot the word.
Toothbrush?
Scrapped South Park character.
You said so yourself yesterday.
God,
Well, that's true, yes.
those
But you
teeth.
must understand. I stand before you today, a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brushel into that Mr. Brushel. End quote.
Okay.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
Simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury's still out.
Shut up.
I visited the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the Atelier. Journalistic history made.
Atelier?
End quote.
I'm gonna look
Atelier?
that- I've never read that word before. Wow, that's so not fucking helpful. Thanks, Google.
Atelier.
Atelier, it's a French word, so it is probably atelier, is a private workshop or studio of a professional artist in the fine or decorative arts, or an architect. Yeah, okay, so yeah, cool. You learn something new every day. Even if it's from this fucking freak.
His daughter brought us some coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls! End quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. No one else was in the room where it happened.
The room where it happened, the room where it happened. Dude, I'm about to sing a cover of Satisfied, and I fucking nailed it this morning, and I wish I had been recording.
Aw, hell yeah.
Like, I had to go back and redo a part, but I wasn't recording, thankfully, for that part. I was like, so this is what it feels like to match with someone else your level. What the hell's the catch? It's the feeling of freedom, of seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with the key and the kite. See it, right? The conversation lasted 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything was in total agreement. It's a dream, and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I might give him a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. He's penniless, is flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome boy, does he know it? Peach fuzz, and he can't even grow it. I want to take him far away from this place. Then I turn to see my sister's face, and she is helpless. Sorry. I don't know why you let me keep doing that.
When have I ever stopped you from singing?
That's true. I have 2 drinks, one cold, one hot, and it is fucking with my brain right now.
You have a beverage of fire and ice?
Literally, because it's hot coffee and my snowberry peace tea.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
Well, what are you saying, Judge?
Need I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
Oh, Judgy.
You didn't do it, did you?
Method acting like that? Come on, that's... Newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote.
Method acting like that. Sorry, that's really funny to me, the way that you condensed that word.
I know, wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote.
Rock indeed.
Rockstar. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun.
I'm so happy for him.
I want you two to kiss.
Just let me kiss myself for a second real quick.
I want Clavier and Apollo to smooch. I almost said Edgeworth and whatever, and I was like, that's not the right word. That's not the right person. This is the only game he doesn't appear in. Literally, I don't think Edgeworth even shows up once in this game. I don't even think he's mentioned by name. Is Edgeworth even mentioned in this game? Keep going. I'm just gonna go fall into the pit of ADHD.
The abyss.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please.
This is the only game in the main series to not have Miles Edgeworth or anyone from the Fae clan mentioned by name, as well as the only game in the main series to not have Phoenix Wright in the English title. And yet they had the balls to call this the Apollo Justice Trilogy.
I visited the studio around 9 that night to do my interview.
I will never forgive you, Capcom.
9 at night, isn't that a little late for an interview? If the great patrons Drew Meacham says come at 9 o'clock, believe you me, I go at 9 o'clock. The first and, as it turns out, last interview with such a prolific painter.
Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived?
The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made, end quote.
Just give Sparks a French accent, make him a French Larry the Cucumber.
Oh, well, is my hellbush. Oh, well, is my hellbush.
That sounds way more German than I think you meant. We got that German cucumber.
You were the first reporter ever in Drew Studio?
Totally, baby.
Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history.
Will it now?
A basically insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Brushel guy, end quote.
That Brushel guy. Me too, dude.
If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider.
By the way, can I just say how much it sucks that Brushel is the only I think the only like writer in the series. As a writer, he offends me.
I mean, Lotta's got to do some of that too.
I guess, but she's more of a photographic reporter.
Yeah, but she still got to write the columns that she does on her thing.
That's true.
There's also, what's her name? Dee Vasquez? Doesn't she also do writing?
No, she's the director-producer. Oh no, you just reminded me. The only other writer is Sal fucking Manella, I think. I think Sal is the one who writes the scripts. Fuck, why are the writers in these games so bad?
Trying to remember who else. What's her name? Elise. Does like picture books, but she does writing.
Was a writer, and so was Larry. Two very good boys. Well, no, one of them was a woman. She was a mom, but you know what I mean.
By which she means Vera did it. So, how did this epoch-making interview go?
God, I love how sarcastic Clavier is. He's my favorite.
His daughter brought us coffee right after we started.
Would you mind being a little more specific?
Ooh-wee, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade. That's not what I meant.
You should not have been drinking coffee in the 4th grade, bud.
I believe I know what Air Forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that's what I was going to say, really.
Sure.
Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you'd best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times if necessary. Write for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Which isn't to say I can only write grade schooler level. Who touched the coffee? Dunno. I was in the back looking at the studio's equipment when she served it.
Oh, Brushel.
And what happened next?
Look at his fucking hair. Sorry, I'm still gushing over how attractive that man is. Clavier is the only thing this case is going for it.
I just hear you saying, I'm just looking at how attractive that man is, while my screen is on Brushel. And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. What's this about a star falling?
Starfalls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money over. It's democracy.
Zowie! You don't know? It's like a journalism code word. An important personage passes away, a star falls, get it?
A star. But there's no gravity in space, is there? Ever heard of a shooting star? I don't think stars could fall, really.
Does this matter?
No.
Ooh boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, lacks punch. I know, star dies. Nah, lacks imagination.
Star explodes.
Of course.
The power of the fucking nuclear reactor.
Of course, you could go with Drew dies, straight to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial.
Drew got me I should stop doing that mid-case. Sorry.
You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too. But did you actually see him drink the coffee?
Drink what? Why was drinking quotes?
Of course. He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger. End quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog writes about it world.
Look out, mama. It's men watches dog eat dog and writes about it.
Yet. I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug. Drinks? End quote?
That poison is quite virulent, I hear.
My stomach did a so-called somersault, since I'd gulped down that coffee with so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's in there. Some kind of so-called trick. I just looked at your stream for a quick second as I was glancing over, and it looked like you were sniffing my hair.
Sorry, I was putting my drink up on the thing.
That's fair. I just thought it was funny.
Yes, good. Sorry, I'm sorry. Is the Colonel here? He is.
The Colonel.
So I bought a textbook to help me learn Japanese outside of Duolingo, because Duolingo sucks a little bit right now. I'm in a weird place where it's teaching me weird sentences that I'm never going to use. So I have a textbook to help me. And I just briefly, while flipping through it, trying to find a certain word, I saw the picture of KFC.
Yep, it is a very prominent business in Japan. Especially around Christmas time.
Booty Fukis. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but hey.
Oh yeah, remember to layer me behind you, by the way.
Why?
Because it looks like I'm jabbing you in the titty with my elbow.
That better?
Yes, thank you.
There are no nerves in my titty. Don't worry about elbowing my titty.
Wait, so like you don't feel it when you touch it?
Well, I mean, if you touch that, one specific part of it, but the rest of it, it's just a giant ball of fat.
Huh. But like even on like my stomach where like
where I do have fat, it's like I can still feel that just fine.
Well, I mean, like, what I mean by that is, like, if you were to, like, elbow me in the titty, it wouldn't hurt, but I would feel you touching it.
Oh. Yeah, it's just not as, like, pain sensitive.
Yeah. It has minimal nerve.
Got it.
Totally unrelated, I just realized that the word I was looking for in there were actually 2 words, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna stop looking for them.
Wait, maybe something is there. Some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess for the record? Does this guy have a pause button?
No. This game does, though.
Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable?
Oh my gosh, I was on... You can keep going. I remember there was this thing where they were like, oh, shoot, how did it go? They were like, oh, Phoenix, like, we don't want to present case... Oh my god, my brain shut down again. Fucking... They were like, we don't want to present... Okay, let me start over. Tumblr. Person talking about how people are upset that you can't present profiles in the later games. And... that person proceeded to say, yeah, but you don't know how frustrating it is because you had to present profiles so sparingly that you wouldn't do it. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Spoken like someone who's never seen the fucking flavor text. Like, if you don't present every profile to every person to see what their flavor text is, you are playing these games wrong.
Yeah, because, like, it's really interesting to see even the stuff that doesn't relate to the case.
Yeah.
Like, people who have things to say about other people that are involved with the case.
Yeah. And sometimes it's, like, really fucking wholesome. Like, Gumshoe, who knew, Mia and said the world lost a good person that day or whatever. Like, that's adorable. It's sad, but it's awesome. And that's flavor text they didn't have to add, but they did. Like, if you got frustrated because you didn't present the things, like, sorry, but that's your fault for not looking at the awesome flavor text.
Yeah, it's your fault for like, in an investigation game, not investigating all the evidence.
Exactly. Thank you. Anyways.
But also, oftentimes it'll say, like, by the way, this person
Well, sure,
is
but sure, but like logic would dictate, okay, well, if this person's actively involved, then we should present this case to the detective, you know? Like, I feel like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't present it. It's evidence. Why won't you present that? Anyways, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. I just thought of that.
Like, there's a couple points where it, like, maybe doesn't telegraph that it should be a person obvious enough, but, like, for the most part, they'll say, this person would have this issue with it.
You know what the most obtuse thing was? I think it was in Justice for All. You got the, like, half an autopsy report from Edgeworth, and what you were supposed to do was present that half of the autopsy report to Edgeworth so he would give you the other fucking half. And at no point did the game make that clear. Like, that's obtuse.
Yeah. That's wild that they give you only half the autopsy report, though.
Fucking stupid. It was just fucking Edgeworth being a jackass.
The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over. My controller disconnected.
Then play with your keyboard.
Oh, yes. You can go to press with that one. 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 You can Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony.
Very well. The witness will add this to his testimony.
Vital! Right.
He said sarcastically.
If he had one sip, if that, the next moment he was on the floor. So he either took a sip or he didn't, and then he fell over. Oh yes, indubitably, just like that, wham bam! So Mr. Misham drank the coffee and fell over immediately. I think Brushell's telling the truth too. Should I get him to talk about something else then?
What you looking for?
Looks like you have to take this back part off first to put a photo inside.
It'd have to be a really small photo to fit in there.
True, and that pale bluish stain. Why would there be poison on something like this?
Well, there's only one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the cubby rubbed a bit on there too. Cubby? Coffee.
Cubby.
Oh,
Cubby?
I do not know where the fuck I got cubby from.
They put the poison back in the cubby when they were done with it.
No, that's polite of them. It's like villain kindergarten.
Now everybody make sure to clean up your knives when you're done with them.
Why do I feel like I would watch that though? I hate the fact that my brain went, yeah, you'd watch that.
Because it's literally League of Super Evil.
Aww. Thank you for reminding me League of Super Evil exists. I appreciate you.
That's not very obvious, Juicy. But I'm looking for something where it, like, describes a troquinine.
Okay.
But I don't think we have one of those.
So you did remember. Okay. I'm always nervous that you're just gonna forget a detail. Not because you're, like, forgetful, but because the game doesn't always remind. And because we take a week between parts, sometimes the game, it's just hard to keep details.
Yeah, like I didn't remember for sure if it was an instantaneous thing or if it wasn't. I was just making a guess that, like, wait a second, they're really hammering home this point that it happened instantly on the only, like, logical thing to press the statement on.
Yeah.
There's no real need to change the testimony. The problem with the testimony is already pretty obvious. Oh, don't use that word around me.
Oh, Jesus.
Glover knows not to use that word around me.
I've learned that the hard way. I think you have the evidence. I do not remember. I think you just have to present troquinine, because I think you can just describe that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna press this one first.
Okay.
Can you say that for sure? For sure? Sure, I'm sure. Juice Studio isn't a big place, kiddo. I know it if someone else had come in. What if they had been hiding in there from before? Sneak out through the cubby.
Sneak attack.
Knock over the poison. Knock over the poison like a cat.
It's the opposite of Schrodinger's box. That's his name, right? Is Schrodinger?
Yeah,
Okay.
Schrodinger's cat.
I was worried it might be Schroeder, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy from Peanuts.
Yeah, I think that's. I haven't seen Peanuts, but
I'm pretty sure Schroeder's the piano boy. The one that Lucy has a crush on.
yeah. I've only seen like the Charlie Brown Christmas and Halloween stuff.
That's fair. I've read a couple of the comics. They're really cute.
Even if someone had been hiding in the studio. Yeah, because Schrodinger's cat's like, is the cat dead or alive? We don't know. The cat's definitely alive, but you may or may not be.
That does sound like what a cat would do.
They hardly could have poisoned that mug without anyone
I
noticing.
haven't seen a couple. Also, my lease says that I can't have animals, but jokes on my landlord, that's actually not legally something he can put into my lease. So theoretically, I could get a cat. I'm not gonna, because I don't want to get evicted. I've already pissed him off enough, but I could.
You think I, Spark Brushel, would miss something as obvious as that? No way!
He sure makes it sound exciting. I guess that's his job.
There's only one moment we need to focus on, really.
When True Misham, the moment where True Misham died, I can fucking read.
Exactly, there has to be something there. So it's either this or the painting. So I'm assuming it's the cup.
I don't think it's. I don't know. Anything to do with poison.
It has a troponine on it.
The painting?
Sorry, not the painting, the little picture frame.
Oh, the picture frame. Yeah.
You know what I have a problem with? Particular property of the poison used, atroquinine.
Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.02 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile.
Why are you using me as an example?
Because he can. The
Do you
judge
think
is
I have
kind
that
of-
high of a constitution?
The judge is kind of an asshole.
Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There is a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information.
Atroquinine is the kind of thing that Abby would drink as a soft drink.
She would die.
She would, but she would go out doing what she loved.
An omission? Impossible!
Atroquinine is as virulent as he says.
Virulent.
But death... Virulent as he says. But death doesn't come upon ingestion. Not immediately. That's because atroquinine is slow acting.
Slow?
Acting? What? According to one forensic scientist.
Don't give her that much credit. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed in the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. My question is, why did the killer use such a bad poison? Dahlia would be so disappointed.
Well, it's for concealment.
I guess.
I suppose
Actually, yeah, I get you.
if we suppose that moment Mr. Misham slipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have time left to enjoy his last cup of joe.
Cup of Joe.
From behind, Brushel looks like the Skibbity toilet.
Oh, fuck off. I don't even know what that. I barely know what that meme is by name. Don't mention that shit around here.
I also barely know it, but I've seen the guy.
I
so.
hate it. I hate Gen Alpha, and I hate that thing. Dev actually pronounced virulent closest? Really? I thought it was like virus.
Virulent?
Virulent.
Oh.
Well, I'm still gonna call it virulent because it's a violent virus poison.
I just remember there's a quote from someone who's like, who's got a gun in a violin case, and she says, "What's in my violin case? Violence." Virulent.
I went to Long and McQuaid to get my guitar, and I saw a violin on the wall, and it was $1,500. And for a split second, my brain went, "I can afford that." like the little fucking music gremlin in my brain was like, "You could buy that thing right now."
You could walk out of here with a violin that you have no idea how to play.
And you could learn how to play the fucking violin.
I couldn't learn how to play the violin.
There was also bagpipes, but I think those were like just over $3,000, and I was like, I don't have that kind of money right now.
Holy shit, the bagpipes are more expensive. I guess that makes sense because of how many like mechanical bits. Oh.
They're not only very fragile, they're very hard to play, which is why I want to play them so badly. That and the fact that I'm
everyone
Scottish.
Else skill issue.
Pardon?
You can tell everyone else skill issue.
Hell yeah. And if people get mad at me, I'll be like, that's because you're not listening properly, fuckwad. Anyone who doesn't like bagpipes needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Interesting. What would the charges be?
Fucking terrorism. Not terrorism. That's not the right word.
Terrorism.
Treachery. That's the word I'm thinking of.
If you are found guilty of not liking bagpipes, we will inflict terrorism upon you.
Oh, that's what you meant. Sentence, not charge. Fucking execution. You will be executed. If you say I don't like the bagpipes, you deserve to be executed. I'd say as a Scot. The judge's face is probably what everyone thinks of me right now.
Alright, what is the meaning of this? If what the defense says is correct, then I can be executed if I don't like bagpipes.
Fuck. Oh, the judge absolutely loves bagpipes.
Why, that contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard.
That you like bagpipes?
Well, Mr. Brushel, anything to say on the record?
Slow acting. Slow act. It was virulent, all right. Even then, it had already begun digging his claws into the journalist.
He's working on his scoop.
Objection!
There he is, my boy!
It's Brushel, yeah? Herr Brushel, let's take a trip back down memory lane.
Herr Brochel, let's take a trip down memory lane. Sorry, I'm trying to get back into my... Why did I go Russian? That's not Russian, that's German, Jesus.
Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over, this is vital. So I've actually had 2 Germans as D&D players before, and their English is like surprisingly really good.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever like we do German accents, we use like very thick German accents.
Have they ever been offended by it?
No, I've never done a German accent in front of them. But like
their accents are a lot more subtle, I assume.
yeah, their accents are a lot more subtle.
Yeah, that's because I'm very intentionally hemming it up because I can't do a subtle German accent. If I can't do it subtly, I'm sure as shit gonna be extra. By the way, I follow a German TikToker who basically his entire TikTok is telling us about fucking awesome words in German. Germans do speak a lot of English even in Germany. Yeah.
Dude, I follow this guy, and he's said so many fucking good words. Like, I have to go back and find some of my favorites, because holy cow, every time he posts, I get so happy.
I remember there was this really long one, something about a cow, but I can't remember what it was. But I really liked it
Most of the EU
when I heard of it.
speaks English in a lot of cities. Yeah, I guess English is the most dominant language in the world, which sucks because it's also the worst language.
I don't know, I'm quite a fan of it. All its flaws and everything.
As a writer, I want to kill someone for being English, you know? Because if I were...
You'll have to kill a lot of people then.
Yeah, no, I want to murder a person because I speak English. I want to murder someone else because I speak English. Anyway.
Which language would you have wanted to learn?
I mean, I'm learning Japanese. I also want to learn Polish and Gaelic. If collectively we just remove the annoying-ass rules of English, then I would be fine with it. But there are too many of them, that's the problem, and they're all contradictory.
Yeah, it's a very difficult language to learn.
Yeah, I have so much respect for the people who have to learn it in EAL and whatever.
I don't know why I started that as an I statement, but like, conlangs, there are some of them that can be like very, very programmatic, where like
conlang?
fake languages that people make up, so like for the
like
sake of
Elvish and whatever.
No. Well, yes, but like languages that are meant to be like spoken in everyday life.
Oh. Like when the stupid side of Gen Z's made up the word Riz? I'm allowed
No,
to
because that's still English.
It is not English! Riz is not a word!
Riz is a
Riz is
shortened.
I
Riz
know
is
it's
a shortened
version
slang
of
word.
charisma. That doesn't mean it's a word. It should be illegal to say the word Riz. The fact that Riz was the #1 used word in 2023 made me want to ram my head into a wall.
That's not very cash money of you.
I will eat you. I will consume you, and I will leave your brain for science. I don't know why I really don't know why that's the threat that my brain defaulted to, but I roll with it.
I mean, the brain would be probably one of the first things that I'd eat if I were to eat a human.
It doesn't have enough protein. And you know why I know that? It's not because I've eaten people, I promise. It's because,
And would you care to explain your alibi?
So there's this incredible show called Rick and Morty, and one of the episodes has this amazing thing with Jerry in it, and he says that the brain has great protein, but in the comments of that clip from that episode, someone said, actually, the brain has the least amount of protein in the human body. Or one of the least amounts of protein. So...
Well, it has the least amount of protein, but it's also like apparently like animal brains taste really good. So I assume that
I assume
that
it's
human
based
brains
on
are the same way.
intelligence, because pigs are very intelligent. I think brain taste is equivalent to intelligence.
I've only ever had crab brains before, so I wouldn't know about
Never
any other
had-
brains.
I've never had any brain ever. Clavier, meanwhile, over here saying, think it over, this is vital.
We're thinking about crab brains.
Clavier is like, I still love the image that the fuck is this Hannibal Lecter conversation going on? Hey, you constantly preach about the best ism. Shut up. You know that image that Nye made in the previous stream where I'm in the gallery just shouting at these guys? I imagine this happening right now, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Like we are the actors that are like in the gallery.
Exactly. Whenever
just like having a conversation while the trial is going on.
Everyone, the judge is like, someone get these two motherfuckers out of here.
And that hat looks stolen.
Someone arrest that hat thief. We should probably continue the game because we're never gonna finish if we don't.
Crab brains.
Oh my god.
You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion. End quote.
I admit, it does cause a problem if he died with it when you say he did.
Objection, leading the witness.
I would be forced to say, auf Wiedersehen to my simple case.
Auf Wiedersehen. Learn German, you fuck.
9.
9. Ignore the fear and you'll be fine. We'll turn this fear into a 9. So just say ja and don't say nein. Cause now you're in the house of Holbein, ja.
And you would be forced to say farewell to your article.
Come again?
You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you?
Fox
And
News
as
would
this
like to
case-
have a word with you.
And as this case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye.
Scoop. Scoop! Why is my tongue the same color as my nose? Just wait a second.
I hate that
Just
he
one
rubs,
second.
I hate the fact that he rubs his glasses with the same brush that he rubs his tongue. That's so gross. This character sucks. I take back what I said yesterday. This guy is so weird.
He also rubs the side of his head with it too.
He's such a gross person.
We are waiting, out with it!
I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story survival, end quote.
Attorney utterly confused, end quote.
Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I had heard of a poison that takes its sweet time, see?
You had just so happened to have heard about a troconine. God, I fucking hate this bitch. I almost called him a Brit. My brain went, God, I fucking hate this Brit.
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened?
You bet I am! The antidote for a poison is contradiction, end quote, you might say.
Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say.
I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee.
Do you know?
He also looks like the guy from Baldi's Basics, just with a little bit of toothbrush hair on the
mean
top.
Baldy?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy from Baldi's Basics. Yeah, sure.
I haven't played the game, I don't know if that's Baldi for sure.
His name is Baldy and he's bald!
That means nothing.
Oh my god.
Legend of Zelda.
Someone clip that, please. Zelda's still a main important character, and the name Zelda has been a name since long before Zelda was a thing.
Yes, but the protagonist is Link.
Oh, God.
Order, order, order!
As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony
There's a song I have to send you now.
that Mr. Measham died the instant after he drank.
Of course I'm standing by my testimony. And my dream of exclusive rights to the story.
I suppose it was too
stop.
much to hope for.
Sorry, I almost played very copyrighted music on my stream. Whoops. Sorry, Weird Al.
What
Please
was-
don't sue me.
Of course, he wouldn't choose a simple case. Not him.
Him?
Him?
The judge turned into you.
Phoenix Wright. Who else? Act 2, Airbrushel. Report for us, if you would. What is it that you noticed?
This court is a critical trial of the jurist system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide
Oh,
note?
fucking Brushel.
A suicide note.
Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation. End quote.
The quadratic equation is not inscrutable. It's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Suicide?
What she said.
Poor Mr. Measham. But that means Vera's innocent.
Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
Oh. I mean, that'd be a fucking power move.
I mean, honestly, if we just like say, yeah, it could have been a suicide, and then like we just hammer home that then we could just get Vera not guilty.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fucking trial based on fucking feelings, after all. God.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Fuck me. Oh, God. Sorry.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. Oh.
Hold it!
Press that.
Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Measham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course.
Was anyone besides Vera and Mr. Measham present?
Not a single one. Not a cat, not even a rat, not even a mouse.
The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel?
I know what you're doing. I know your game.
Do you?
Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy. End quote.
If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we?
He seemed to be writing a letter, but very quickly sealed the envelope.
So he put the letter away when he saw you.
Early reporter gets worm. End quote. That's my secret.
I'm not sure I follow.
Neither do I.
It's the night of the interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in.
Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really?
Technically, yes.
Mr. Measham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one.
It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice,
I wonder.
God, I forgot how
It does have the ring of something important.
I think initially when I read through the case synopsis, I was gonna voice Brushel, and then he showed up and I forgot. But I do remember the other characters I'm gonna voice.
Okay. Would you like to voice Brushel, or...?
No, I like your voice for him, and also I hate him.
That's fair, that's fair.
The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor.
very well. Please add it to the testimony then.
Every time you talk,
Hey,
I
why
wanna
not?
watch- Every time you talk for the judge, I want to watch the fucking anime.
We can do that after the stream.
No, I don't want to, but I do. Fuck. Now my only incentive for watching it is the fact that you said we can only watch Avatar after we finish it.
Yep. Once we finish it, I will buy the series on DVD.
You don't have to do that. It's on Crunchyroll.
Is it?
I think so. Let me check. Oh, did Nye clip it? Is Nye a hero? Yes! I'll check Crunchyroll. You keep going.
No, it's not on Crunchyroll.
It's not? Aw, fuck.
I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was on Netflix at one time.
If it is, I might just tell my dad, hey, sorry for the extra charge on Netflix, but I'm using it. Netflix fucking sucks. They made an extra fucking price now, so now I can't use it because I'm in a different part of the country than my dad.
Okay, so they do have all 3 seasons on Netflix.
There's only 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought that show was like 1 million episodes long.
I think the reason that you might think that is because they have a second series, which is a bit worse. Called
the
Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else is the fucking live action one from Netflix that just came out? I've heard that it is hot garbage.
It was actually the first movie of that was actually my introduction to the series.
The live action movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what
And I thought
the live action adaptation is, though. Like, they're straight up adapting the entire original cartoon. Like, from minute one. And it's garbage because they're trying to be more woke and actively became less woke as a result. They managed to pull a full 180. Like, the only thing I know I'm gonna know going in is that, and this is a super simplification, but the one thing I know is Sokka is mildly sexist. And then he gets his ass handed to him and he becomes less sexist or something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens in the original, I believe.
Yeah, so what happens in the actual show is they didn't want Sokka to be sexist. And so when he gets trained by the people who kicked his ass, it's because the person who kicked his ass in the original is just real fucking horny in the remake.
Yes. Plot because of horniness.
Which, you know, they adapted it and changed everything. Yeah. Which, you know, that's arguably more sexist than Sokka getting his ass kicked. You turned this powerful woman into a fucking horned up pheromone factory. Anyways, my coffee's empty. But yeah, like, that's the one thing I know about the show. I literally know nothing else.
Off to a great start then.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a tabletop RPG based on Avatar.
Do you get to pick which bender you are?
I think so, but it's like
I'm
very-
a waterbender.
it's very story focused. It's another Powered by the Apocalypse game, sort of like Monster of the Week.
Fuck yeah.
It's made by the same people who made Urban Shadows, the game they run in Dust. Anyway,
Hence, hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. Oh, I'm still tabbed out. 1 second.
Someone I just uploaded a new cover today. Someone in the comments of that video said disrespects you respectfully. Okay.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to interpret that as a totally forgot the word, as a compliment.
Did I press this already? Yes, I did.
One of the characters actually fucking insane. Sounds like Ace Attorney. Also, you're not allowed to like Airbender. You're strictly anti-anime, you fucking weeb. I'm kidding. You can like whatever you like. I appreciate you. Hello?
Yeah, it's just I had already pressed that one before, so.
It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. And you saw him seal this yellow envelope with the letter? Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw.
Apollo, you think this might be...
Our big break, yeah. What I needed is to show some decisive evidence now.
What, that caught me off guard?
I thought nothing of it at the time, of course.
Don't forget to check the record. Sometimes you get refreshed on.
Yep. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time?
Hey, when I go for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring, end quote.
So what about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange in Mr. Misham's behavior?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this to begin with.
Very well, continue with your testimony.
Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
Suicide note?
Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, you know?
So you didn't actually check the letter?
Of course not, it was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is opened, end quote.
Oh my god, you can always... Yeah, thank you.
Huh?
I was just gonna say the exact same thing as Apollo. Like, there's a reason the label exists.
You can always check the label.
Do you think Mr. Misham was writing a suicide note?
If he was, that would solve this case in a jiffy.
Kinda makes me wonder about that letter.
Interesting. Just as it so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. What? What the fuck is he? Prosecutor Gavin, I believe I witnessed that man grab his tongue and wrap it around his head several times before pulling tightly to the side.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes. Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But her forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope.
I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Brushel,
I can explain that.
Can you explain that
Phew.
fucking animation, though?
I know it's his tie, I just thought it was
No.
funnier what I thought I
No,
saw.
I know what you saw was really funny. I loved your reaction, though.
True, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump?
well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim?
That night, the victim put the letter he had been writing in a red envelope. That's impossible. Ah, I like your expression. So full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of the envelope with, the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham. Oh! Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. Dear Drew Misham, today is going to be a good day, and
God
here's
damn it.
why. I've been scooped!
Oh shit, he's been to the scooping room from FNAF. God, that's such a stupid reference.
Sometime we're going to get a Poppy's Playtime reference in here.
Absolutely not. I hate Poppy's Playtime.
I haven't played it, so I wouldn't know.
I hate it because of how much everyone loves it, even though it's a glitchy mess.
So you hate it because it's popular.
No! I hate it because it's popular and it's a glitchy mess. I don't mind popular horror games. Lethal Company is pretty fucking cool. Like, and Faz kicks ass. Like, I like popular games. I just hate that Poppy's Playtime, despite being glitchy as shit and having a cookie cutter story, is as popular as, like, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
It is not as popular as Five Nights at Freddy's.
Absolutely, yes, it is. The only reason that you think
It is not.
is because it's been out for like 2 years compared to 10. The only person I respect for playing it is the backseat guy. I don't know his full name. Backseat, because he plays it and he goes out of his way to glitch it, which is always funny.
I'm just remembering seeing a meme of like how everybody when they played, like all the popular streamers and like YouTubers, when they were playing the game, they went and high-fived the statue of Poppy at one point.
Yeah, Poppy.
Whereas Poppy, the blue one, right?
That's not Poppy.
Oh.
His name is Huggy Wuggy. And I want you to know that every time I say his name, I lose man points.
So everyone else was like high-fiving him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget if it was PewDiePie or Markiplier that went immediately to high five his crotch area.
Of course. That sounds like a Mark thing to do.
No, it sounds like a PewDiePie thing to do.
It's true.
Order! Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court?
Oh my! How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, end quote.
I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
Well, that's the thing, see? After he put this letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote.
You got me to look at the fucking...
Stamp.
Poppy's Playtime Wiki. I hate you.
Are you looking for the clip of PewDiePie or Markiplier doing that?
No, I'm just looking at the fucking Huggy Wuggy. You know, Poppy is this tiny little midget with pigtails. And I genuinely, at this point, cannot tell if she's the good guy or the bad guy. Which is not a good look for your titular character. She's also just fucking ugly.
I found the meme. Huh. She reminds me of fucking Aquamarine from Steven Universe.
Yeah, except Aquamarine was actually cute and also British.
I'm just because I'm imagining her like flying around like a little pixie.
That's, yeah. She hangs out with the female version of Huggy, which is Kissy Missy, who's just pink and has eyelashes. Anyways.
This is some In the Night Garden level shit.
I know, right?
A stamp? Whatever for?
Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put his letter in a box. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box.
Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with the case.
Oh, how I wish it did. Just think if that were a real suicide note. What a story. Star writes suicide note in front of reporter. Falls, end quote.
Ahem. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said,
Yes, Your Honor.
it makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope.
That's a lot of money.
$100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? So, am I finished here? I mean, am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
He totally stole that fucking envelope. God, I need to pee. And you know what? I only have one character to voice, so I'm probably not going to miss out on any voice lines anyways.
I hate to state what should already be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that, rather unique face. Ah, come on! Attorney has active imagination, little else, end quote.
Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what all of this perceiving stuff is about.
Judge has active imagination, end quote.
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here, usually. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. The red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
So you threatened to go press this story? That's how you got your interview. Blackmail.
Well, yes. I mean, no. No. It wasn't exactly black. I mean, I'm not,
Something wrong, Mr. Brushel?
Look. This is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote.
I see.
While you have me chatting away in here, what's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsmith or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace.
A certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? Actually, it took a bit of convincing work to get a thumbs up on the interview. The victim, Drew Measham, had an aversion to reporters? Boy, I guess. But even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is. Maybe you can elaborate a bit on that for us? Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. Exactly what sort of story was this? Oh, a little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. End quote. I might have suggested that I had a lead on this particular story. But I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing. Honest. So a suggestion was enough to get an interview. Mr. Measham must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. A certain case 7 years ago. Tell us what case. Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this.
Person on the internet. I'm back.
Would you care to elaborate?
So you know that comment I said the person left disrespects you respectfully? The song that I covered for that was Friends on the Other Side. The literal first lyric in that song is, "Don't you disrespect me, little man." He was just quoting he was making a joke about the song.
Did you reply to him?
I did. I said respects you respectfully.
Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. Why not? It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and credibility and connections.
God, shut up.
Journalist reveals sources over his dead body, end quote. So you know the phrase "over my cold dead body," right?
Yes.
In the Transformers animated series, there is a character named Ratchet who has his weapons are electromagnets, but they aren't named anywhere in the show, or at least when my brother and I saw it, we missed that. So the first time that we had ever heard him refer to them as anything, it was when he was like, when he was holding it up like threateningly and says, "You'll have to pry this key from my cold offline servo." And my brother and I carried that information with us as the name of his weapon.
Cold Dead Servo?
Cold. We thought that the name of his electromagnet was a cold offline servo.
That honestly kind of kicks ass, though.
We were like 5 and 3 at the time, I think.
I mean, that is pretty fucking metal, though.
It is metal. He's a robot.
Oh my god. You know what? I walked into that one. That one's on me.
You handed that one to me on a
Really
silver
did,
platter.
didn't I? Gosh.
So what'll it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales. He sounds pretty determined not to talk.
Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good.
That red envelope probably had something to do with it. On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You gonna pick up all of them apart? Be my guest.
This music turns me on!
Hey, I've got a lot of things to say. You gonna pick all of them apart? Be my guest. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones.
I glanced at that briefly and read just the incredibly stupid ones.
I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham?
Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent? Huh? Ooh wee boy. I mean, hey, he's a star, man. A star. Well, his brush is like a great undulating river across the
tired?
canvas. Nah, I just had to yawn. Paint lights up studio like sun. End quote.
Honestly, I really hate the fact that you yawning there matched up with his fucking tongue thing. That's the most cursed thing, and you did it by accident, so if you do it on purpose, I will reverse your existence. I'll Benjamin Button you. He's getting tired of voicing him. If you
This guy
get
is
tired,
full
I'll
of
do my
wacky
best
gestures.
Larry the Cucumber.
But that one just now was wackier than usual.
He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo.
Definitely. I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what.
That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth.
It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous.
I wonder what this story he's talking about is. Must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that.
Something powerful enough to drag Drew Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Misham's art? I'm not presenting here, I'm just looking at the evidence. Didn't mean to press that.
Oh my god, how is it we've already been here for an hour and 40 minutes? That feels like we've been here for like 20.
We had a lot of tangents, and we've only done 3 cross-examinations so far.
Oh my god, there's no way this is only the 3rd cross-examination.
Oh, they want me to perceive stuff.
Are you seriously surprised you guys haven't been hyper focused on finishing a single thing? Listen! I'm used to it, but I feel like we should be like near the end by this point.
Near the end by 1 hour?
By an hour and 40 minutes? Yeah. You usually stream for 2 hours.
No, we usually stream for 3.
Do we?
Yeah.
I usually do Yakuza for 2, that's what it is. Except for fucking yesterday. Jesus.
How long did you stream yesterday?
Like 4 hours. Sneeze now. What his Twitch is. I just don't remember where his Twitch is. the way, you know what's really annoying? I went onto Court Record to look for the sprites for some of the characters because I wanted to find a sprite sheet of Sparks and his fucking weird-ass shock animation. And I forgot that the perception stuff has their own individual sprites because they're like zoomed in and grayscale. But the fucking Court Record only has one perception sprite on it. Everyone else's perception sprites I have not been able to find, but that one is there, and it bothers me.
When I was editing the Paper Lily wiki, we emailed the people who made the game, and they told us, hey, maybe we don't want to have like every sprite in the game on our wiki.
Because spoilers?
Not because spoilers, just because like a lot of the sprites can sort of be redundant, and we also don't want everything that's in a puzzle game to be in like this public resource of information about the game.
So spoilers, that second option is?
Not necessarily. Well, sorry, spoilers, but it's like spoilers and IP sort of thing.
I'm not confident you can IP steal sprites. Pretty sure you would get sued if you tried.
But also the way that we had it before was like we had every sprite that was for some of the characters, and then they would all sort of get lost in the mess because they're all like a lot of the different sprites are like the same character with a different face.
Gotcha.
Like it's same pose, different face.
So it was to mitigate redundancy.
A lot of the same image.
Mitigate redundancy. Jesus Christ, Clover. Use regular basic ass English. Jesus.
Those are basic ass English words.
Those are not basic ass English words. Mitigation is not a regular word that people use. Anyways, the main point I was trying to make was that, I think it's annoying because I have to remember everybody else's thing. But the one that I don't need a reminder on is the one that they have.
I feel like it's gonna be on one of these two. Like it would be during the red envelope, or...
let me look it up, 'cause this is gonna take me forever.
Yeah.
That's not Turnabout Succession, that's Turnabout Corner. God damn it. Ew. You don't want the answer because it's stupid.
Something in his mouth, probably.
Clover out here using boardroom lingo. Just wait till she starts talking about at like 6 o'clock. What'd you say, Dev?
I'm guessing it's something about his mouth now.
No.
Huh.
I'm just gonna, like, it's so stupid, not obvious. On the last,
Sure, you can tell me.
on the last thingy, the say what you will, but Drew's talent, when he gets to but Drew's talent, you look at his armpit, which is disgusting. Other one, I guess. I just think that's weird. Why not use the obvious, which is his brush? Oh, that's
What the fuck?
so gross.
I thought everyone was on the same page that Drew was a forger, but it makes sense why we would be presenting this.
I think it's something else. I'm not telling you. This is like the one other twist I know. I know all the twists, I don't remember how to get to them. Oh god, the vertigo screen.
I'm just trying to... Oh, sorry. Swap much, Mr. Brushel? I was gonna make a comment on the thing that Nice said, but I couldn't remember.
Synergy?
I was gonna make a,
Job?
job joke.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know?
Gross, awful, horrible.
More than that, when Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, we suddenly began to sweat buckets. Ah! You're hiding something about his talent.
Why was his mouth flap on?
What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Misham's true talent lay.
I hate that so much. Let's give it everything we've got. It's evidence time!
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to present this one, but yeah.
Oh, shut
I
up.
can't help but wonder what the court is supposed to conclude from this evidence. Oh. Other than that, you've made a horrible mistake. Man, should let me present both at once because there's supposed to be a comparison? Well, that's fine. Let's try that again. All I have to do is reveal what Mr. Misham really was. A sham. That shouldn't be so hard, right? This
That's
painting was
so
found in Mr. Misham's studio.
I really think
should've
that's
worked with either of them.
I think that's stupid because like the other one is a forgery and you can prove it because it's not finished.
But the other thing, I can sort of get it why it's this one because it literally says this was hidden, but still. This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done.
Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries.
God, that sprite is great.
Even better when it inverts.
So cursed, but I love it.
That is all, Your Honor. Everyone, please, everyone, can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop.
God.
Forgery, that is a serious crime. Drew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery. Drew Misham was talented, all right. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. The rumors started circulating 7 years ago.
7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for...
Exactly. Forged evidence that's tidy profit, end quote.
You starting to tie everything together?
Order, order, order!
Mm-hmm.
Why, it's like our victim was living a double life!
Oh,
As
please.
a
Like, this is-
secret agent with a secret mission!
Please, like, this is the first time a victim has ever had a double life. Come on.
This is my chance. The victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
Uh-huh.
This is my first time hearing of this criminal world.
You're a...
We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
Objection!
But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night.
But why? You still haven't really proven why.
And you, of course. Hey! The only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews.
Why? You're not the ultimate critic. That's Mizuki. Who, by the way, I don't know if I've said this, but she has the cutest name of all her characters, and it sucks that she dies so fast because I only get to say it like twice.
That is unfortunate. Mr. Brushel, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it, end quote.
That's... Okay.
In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over.
This is gonna sound like a backhanded compliment, but I love when you pronounce words properly. It's like, I don't even mean to say that to be mean. I genuinely enjoy it when you say words and I'm like, yes, he said that correct.
Yeah, it's not like you're not trying to diss when I don't say them correctly. You're
Yeah.
like happy that I know certain words that you didn't know if I would know.
Yeah, or like, even if I know you know the word and you say it right, I'm like, ha.
Like, that's my boyfriend. He
That's
knows how
my
to say
boyfriend.
words.
He knows things. Apollo, what's he talking about?
Cross-examination showed Mr. Brushel didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera. That's what. This next testimony is our last chance.
Mr. Brushel, your testimony, please.
You have 4 hit points. You're fine.
I know. It's just sometimes they amp up the they amp up how many hit points it does.
That's true.
Especially when they say last chance, I usually know, hey, this is probably a good time to save.
The interview. I'll read that.
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. Nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing.
You fucking
Clearly
dipshit.
the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter.
He's a dipshit after all.
What I find really interesting, I'm putting my controller down. What I find really interesting is that the cup was the thing that was poisoned,
Well,
as opposed to the coffee.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really bad at being non-spoilery. But also, like, the cup was not the only thing that was poisoned, remember?
Yeah, there was also the little photo down there.
Yeah. Here's the problem with me knowing the twists here is I know exactly what happened, and you're so close that my brain is like, I should just tell him. But, like, I know I shouldn't because you haven't gotten it yet.
So, sort of my theory at this point is that someone else could have, like, delivered the cup to him, but, like, made the outside poison so that he could die sort of at any time that he used the cup.
Right.
And so then Vera, when she didn't even have to,
You
like...
need to work on your subtlety, Clover. Sometimes I have decent subtlety. Other times he says things and I'm like,
Sometimes you just have a guttural, like, vocal
like,
reaction to it.
I think the ones that get it the most are when you're like that close and I'm like, you're just one step off. Because my brain is like, he's earned it, you should tell him, but that's not what you want. You want to figure it out yourself, and I respect that, and I'm really bad at that.
You know what also might be fun? Now that you bring this up again, I'm wondering what material this is.
The
'Cause I'm
poison?
wondering... No, the thing in the frame. It's what's so weird is how it's like cut out like this. Like they used like painter's tape or something. I was thinking that it might have been like a handkerchief that they put into this frame.
In that tiny photo frame?
Yeah. I thought it might have been a handkerchief, but then I saw these straight lines and I'm like, there's no way they could get that on a handkerchief.
It's small enough that it could fit like a not a passport photo, a driver's license photo or something.
Yeah.
Or like a stamp or some shit.
Maybe not even. I think you'd still have to cut like a driver's license in order to fit in there.
Well, sure, but what I mean is like a tiny thing. You should just say interesting instead of anything else. No, because when I say interesting, that just implies that I'm wrong. That just implies me saying might be wrong. I feel like that's, if anything, that gives it away more, or would be confusing.
Yeah.
Autism is that my autism makes me bad at subtlety. My excuse is that I'm autistic.
Your Honor, the defense pleads autism.
The defense pleads autism. I'm allowed to blame my autism for everything. I'm a Tumblr user. See that there? That's poison.
Yeah.
Don't lick it, Apollo.
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
No, you won't. You'll die.
Look, I know, I meant I won't lick it.
Who knows what you do when I'm not watching?
Same, Trucy. Trucy believes that Apollo has a little gremlin in his brain.
The concern is touching, really, but my lips aren't touching the mug. Next thing you'll know, she'll tell me not to drink coffee before bedtime.
Sometimes coffee makes people sleepy.
I find it funny just looking at the cup upside down with the coffee in it.
Yeah.
I thought it said murder.
It's supposed to say Misham, but it has doctor handwriting on it. I think you're still cross-examining someone.
Yeah, I'm still cross-examining someone.
Oh, Clavy, I love you, but you're so gullible.
A nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Cash Rivers something. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. I don't know why Takata came to my mind right now.
That's right. Okay, yep, gotcha. I'm with it.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay.
Ah, shucks. You really think so?
Believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination.
Right. I still have one trump card left to play, and I won't let this trial end until I use it.
Oh my gosh, this guy's
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant.
But that doesn't prove Vera poisoned it.
Objection!
How many times have we heard that one, Air Forehead? The poison reached its victim via that coffee mug.
She's got
And from where he did that And where did the coffee come from? Not to beat a dead horse again and again, but perhaps you could fill us in.
I'm on it. You need a horse to beat? I'm your man. I'm into that shit.
Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted as much herself.
Oh yeah, no, I beat the Centurion without anybody getting damaged.
I assume that's cause for congratulation, though I don't know exactly what the Centurion is.
It's a robot that like can fuck you up in RimWorld, and the reason why I did it without getting damaged is because like 6 of my 13 people attacking it had EMPs, so it was literally stunned the whole time and couldn't do anything.
And you witnessed her pouring the coffee?
Oh no, you know what else happened? Was a fucking raid happened at the exact same moment, and the raiders also attacked the robots. So I only had to do half the normal damage because the robots got attacked by them, and then those poor raiders got fucking annihilated. Sorry, I got distracted. Go.
Of course, I didn't witness it when she came in with that tray. The coffee was already poured and steaming.
Let us not forget the defendant has admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I heard her statement, I poured, I served, and I killed. What? The last part was just a little joke. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere in this with this coffee mug. I need to find another weak spot in this case.
The only thing that touched Drew's lips during that interview was that mug.
You're sure about that?
Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time.
One of those candies might have been poisoned.
Yet at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. It was a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee?
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof.
Possibility is there, I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it, not yet. And possibility isn't gonna cut it, not now. Mr. Misham ingested that poison via a route other than coffee. I mean, it's the mug, but it can't be. I'm not saying that.
That's
I
what.
do believe her little forehead is growing out. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to prove it yet because I want to read the other, like, press dialogue. Shut up.
Oh, that's so funny. Sorry.
Kitty, we like the rash useful forehead best. Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. First things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again.
On with the cross-examination. What were you saying, Clover?
Nothing. It's a thing that I keep forgetting. Like, that last part was defamatory, Mr. Gavin. Please, as if this game doesn't have that. Fucking. Yeah. Like, there's. Okay, so. The end of this game has a really interesting thing to it, which I really liked. But it does have a weird, it does have a weird thing that happens with one of the characters where they should act a certain way no matter what, but then the game is like, fate! Why are you a mile away from your mic? Because I'm not voicing anyone and I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie, because I only have to pay half attention, I feel bad admitting this, but I got 3 stars on like 3 different Mario Kart tracks in the middle of this stream. I've literally been playing Mario Kart for like an hour. I've put my Switch away now, but like, I did do that, and I was still able to follow the game.
Yeah, because you had like
I have
5 lines of dialogue,
yeah,
if
exactly.
that.
Alright, I will be right back.
Trusty needs more lines of dialogue.
Trusty needs more lines and Vera needs to show up and talk more. I'll be back.
And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Not one thing, you're sure. Yep, sure as sure can be. Well, with one exception.
One exception. What?
Journalist Spark Brushel does interview, leaves studio, end quote. Come on. It's a joke, get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before?
Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? No, I don't think we know that yet. I can't think of a single thing. If anything did leave, wouldn't Mr. Brushel have noticed? That I would. Nothing left, save myself, of course. Say that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. Let's get back to the cross-examination then.
Apparently, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. Oh, I didn't press that.
That seems so not flawed.
Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Misham killed? We report the coffee, that's not gonna change. If that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it. I didn't press the last one yet. You say clearly as though it were obvious. This claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah, yes, well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. Yes, well, actually, I guess this is more a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, end quote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. Understood loud and clear! If only I could believe that.
I already said this line.
Just figured you'd like something else to say.
Drinking
Water and water and water, water, water and water and water, water, water and water and water, water, water and water and water, water. Proof is possible. I gotta risk it.
Oh, excellent. Let's see your proof then. Please show us your evidence. What evidence shows that the victim wasn't poisoned via his coffee mug?
I mean, I am trying to prove that he was poisoned via his coffee mug, just not just coffee. Must I explain this over and over? We don't need possibilities here, our forehead. We need proof. I know that. You should also know that every proof has its moment. Perhaps you're a bit early.
I can tell you what we know at this point. The victim put nothing in his mouth but that coffee mug.
Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything.
You
First
pressed
things
everything,
first,
right?
I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. Yeah, I pressed everything.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, because something was supposed to... Go back to the fourth statement?
They were like,
Yeah, that's
try to
not,
prove that.
that's
Try to
not,
prove something else.
that's not the right thing. No, you have to press that one, the first one.
Hold it!
Because that's not the right one. That's really stupid, though.
Because I didn't think we had enough evidence to prove that something else left the studio. Oh, hold up.
Oh my gosh. That's the other reason why I spoiled it for you, that this was the answer. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Because you didn't spoil what I had to present, you just told me where to look.
Yeah.
Certain something that has vanished from the crime scene.
By which you mean something other than our witness?
Of course. Don't tell me, Vera Misham. Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional.
Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice.
Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you, but I do have evidence that shows it could have been taken from the scene.
Take that!
This is the only link between that studio and the outside world.
A letterbox?
What did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder? The victim just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah! But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night, the yellow envelope disappeared. Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh?
He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. It's really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared.
Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me.
Very well, then the witness will add this to his testimony.
You got it!
I think now you can do the thing you were trying to do.
I still think this fails to change anything, Air Forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. The letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for.
Hold it! Objection!
Smoothie.
Oh, nice. What flavor?
No idea. Something free. Probably Usha. Usha rules. Shout out to Usha. I don't know if he's fucking air guitar.
You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, Air Forehead, not possibilities. Of course, and Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. What did he say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. I saw him writing a letter, I did.
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume.
Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp? Ah! As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp.
Not necessarily, but yes.
Objection!
Oh, okay. No one worth talking to actually licks stamps on this day and age.
Objection!
Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
Objection!
Okay, so he licked the stamp, but wait, how does that explain the atropine in the rim of the coffee mug?
Objection!
If you lick the back of a poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug in his mouth, hmm?
I'm sorry, is he licking the rim of his coffee mug?
No, he's licking a stamp that has poison on the back of it,
Yeah.
and then he's putting his mouth on the coffee mug
Yeah.
as the poison is, like, spreading through his mouth.
No, I know that, but the way Apollo worded that makes it sound like he's just licking his coffee mug.
No, he licked the stamp and he put his mouth on the coffee
If
mug.
he licked the back of the poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue. What would then happen to his coffee mug? At no point does he say anything about the poison spreading to the rest of his mouth.
At no point does he say he licks the mug.
At no point does he make it clear that the fucking poison was on his lips or teeth or anything. I know I'm not looking too far into it. I'm just saying Apollo worded that weirdly.
By not saying that it got on his teeth.
I'm saying I'm saying that Apollo is saying that the poison only got on his tongue, and then he's saying it didn't spread to his lips, which if it didn't spread to the outer of his lips, it wouldn't have gotten on the rim of the mug, because only your outer lips touch the front of the mug. And I know this because I am a fucking seasoned coffee drinker.
It depends.
So
It
it's
depends
just
on how
adding-
much of your
I
mouth.
know, Nye, play in the fucking bit with me.
It depends on how much, like, he's putting his mouth. Like, you can
I
different
regret
people
opening this
hold
can
the
of worms.
different people put different amounts of their mouth onto the mug. If he uses enough of his mouth, then part of the wet part of his lip will get onto the bottom of the mug, and that will spread the poison onto it.
We're getting into an argument about how people drink coffee.
He's not being absolutely certain to only touch the dry part of his lip to the coffee mug.
Yeah, but you're supposed to smooch your coffee mug.
Yeah, and some people, I guess this guy fucking French kisses his coffee mug.
Fuck, gross, awful. Oh, I hate that.
He's going all mug, can I kiss you with tongue?
Stop! I regret. It's usually Deb that asks for chasing details, but now it's Clover. What the fuck is happening? Oh, Lord. I'm still mad.
There's traces on the mug where the killer's doing. There was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Mr. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself.
Order, order, order! But that does it?
Recall, if you would, atropinine is a slow-acting poison. Yes, the poison entered his body when he put the stamp on the envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched the lips to that cup of joe.
You have something to add, Mr. Brushel?
Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent.
As I believe I mentioned earlier.
Well, that's the thing. See, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one.
Maybe he'd just run out.
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one.
That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison?
Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. Makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible.
Where is Gato when you need him to defend coffee? I do not want Gato to defend coffee. He would hate how I have my coffee.
He would have you sentenced the same way you sentence people for not liking bagpipes.
True.
Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp? Well, that certainly is a cute little frame, and by little I mean really little.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection, so what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important.
Missing something?
Yes, a pale bluish stain on the side of the frame. Atropinine residue. What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Megamind face? Maidenless?
Mind-sized mega.
Order, order, order! The poison stamp was in this frame? Impossible. Prosecutor Gavin? Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck.
What a mood, though.
You see, I was going to poison myself today, but I just wasn't in the mood.
Oh no, what happened? Someone in Gen Chat. What?
Let's all look at Gen Chat right now.
Jack Black confirms he's playing Steve in the new Minecraft. In the what?
Minecraft set video?
What the fuck is happening? What timeline are we in?
Minecraft the movie.
God, no.
It's only been 10 years. No, 14 years.
Listen, you can't even joke about that. FNAF had rumors of a movie for 10 years and then they got one.
Yeah, Arcane was announced like 6 years before it came out.
You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see?
What, Mr. Brushel? And please stop jittering around like that.
The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too, ends quote.
The poison stamp must have been the murder weapon aimed at him.
Objection!
Oh, rich. That's rich.
And honey, yeah, that's right. That's rich. Sorry.
Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gaviners song lyrics, please.
Or Newsies.
Finally something we agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense.
God, I have to pee.
Murder is a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again. Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Misham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail.
The mail?
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. You might not have evidence, per se. But things are finally starting to come together.
What is
Oh
it,
yeah,
Mama?
it's all coming together.
Oh shit. I didn't know we had gumshoe in here. Your fists are trembling.
I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice.
A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with intent to kill sent Mr. Misham the stamp of death. I believe it's this. I just need to check the details real quick. Yep.
Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago?
God damn it.
Think about the
Alright.
text of the letter again.
I'll be back. God. I hate needing to use the washroom so much. This is why I hate being hydrated.
There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor.
Ah!
In other words,
If I have this straight, the stamp, poison on the stamp. Click, click, gasp, end quote.
now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked?
he would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put it on the stamp, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. The clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system.
Such a splendid imagination you have, Air Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago, yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe, really? Well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope? A stamp that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Well, it was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence, I see. Very well. I move to... Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Who the fuck? Huh?
Oh, shit.
Huh?
It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein, Clavier.
Is that... Wait, what? What the fuck are you doing here? Oh, Jesus.
Ah, Emma.
You just... Hang on. No. Okay. You know what? That moment, genuinely, I'm like, I'm active, I'm smiling, but I'm actually pissed off. That moment makes Emma irredeemable. Fuck you, Emma. Like, fuck you. You know what it's like to have a sibling accused of murder. And you must know that it must be worse when your sibling is actually guilty of murder. Plus, mentor, fucking apprentice is right there. I don't think it's fair to make a light of Christoph fucking Gavin. Like, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's nice to the judge who had to do that whole thing. I don't think it's nice to Apollo who had to fucking prove he was guilty. I don't think that's nice to his brother who has to live with the fact that his brother's a fucking convicted murderer. Like, genuinely, how can she make light of that? It would make sense if that was like April or Dahlia or some shit, but damn, Emma, Jesus. Fuck you. I hate this character so much. So what happened to not going on Emma rants? I'm sorry. I forgot she said that line. I forgot she did that. I genuinely forgot she did that, and I'm mad about it because that seems ridiculously unfair. I guarantee you, though, people laughed at this, like, ha ha ha. I'm thinking about this, like, if these were real people, you would not be able to stop me from leaping out of the fucking jury, or like the fucking peanut gallery, and beating the shit out of her for this. Like, damn. Holy fuck. I'm sorry. I'll...
They look nice, but yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
That's... Oh. I don't know. Emma sucks. Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression, did I sound like him? Hey, can I go do that line and do an impression of Emma doing an impression of Christoph?
Sure thing.
Thanks.
Oh, hold up.
It's not nice to pick on Fräulein, Claudia.
Ah, Emma.
Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression, did I sound like him?
Don't quit your day job.
Actually, do quit your day job. Then I don't have to see you ever again.
Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective?
I want him to call her Fraulein bitch. Someone had to come dig you all out of the mess you're making in this case. God, shut up.
Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein bitch?
It's fair.
Mess.
You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in you know what? I don't even want to voice her anymore. Just skip her fucking dialogue. I'm mad at her.
No, none of this would happen if you just trusted my science a little more.
I'm going to... Everything's fine. I'm just irrationally mad at this character. I cannot believe I hate her more than I thought I would. I hate her more than I hate Mew. Oh.
And Mew was pretty bad.
You can find out if that stamp was on the envelope easy.
Bless you. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective?
Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. Science isn't gonna save you when I bash your fucking brains in with a spiked baseball bat. It's all in the residue, right?
That's right, the poison detection spray.
Produce the red envelope at once.
By the way, can we please talk about the fact that no one else does science except for Emma? Like, that's just, I know that's like her thing, but she has made it clear she's not on the forensics team. Where is the actual forensics team in any of these games? We only ever hear from them like twice, and I think it sucks. Then,
they're the ones that are working hard to produce those autopsy reports.
The Edra updates, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think it's like, I think it makes sense when there's no forensics in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, because that's like a new thing. But it doesn't work in this era.
Forensics has been a thing for a while now.
You can open it on the authority of the court.
There it is.
Well, would you look at that?
No mistaking it. That's a troquinine residue.
I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Objection!
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why.
Ain't
Why didn't this murder
nothing
take
but a
place 7 years ago?
heartbreak.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Tell me why.
I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. I need to send you that amazing... Someone made an amazing mashup of Turnabout Sisters and that song.
Well,
There's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Misham figured it out.
Figured what out?
He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp.
And put his decisive evidence in a frame. Ah, you're still here.
Can I make a statement here? On the record. I, Spark Race Toothbrush, will claim this scoop as mine. Drew Misham killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter. End quote.
Bailiff, get this human toothbrush out of here.
No, maybe
motherfucker
something
out
more
of my courtroom.
succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote.
I could snap that guy in half like a breadstick.
Order, order, order!
He's probably about
I
as
see no room
nutritious
for
as
further
a
argument here. Though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife, end quote.
Uh-oh. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Apollo!
I think we just won.
Oh my god. Wait, why are you about to do this, Judge?
Very well, this court finds the defendant.
But also, like, the judge can't pass judgment. That's the jury's job.
Is this the bright future of our legal system?
Prosecutor Gavin?
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Gavin shows are invalid after 2 weeks.
That makes no sense.
But it doesn't make sense any other way.
Boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Air Forehead's claim.
A contradiction?
The poison stamp was placed in the envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Jumi Sham have done what he did?
I may explain that. He must have realized it was poisoned.
Therein lies the rub.
7 years ago, the forger Drew Measham sensed a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Measham simply forgot? He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself?
It's a fucking good point.
While I admit this is all quite shocking myself, it does seem to be highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years.
Apollo?
I don't think we're winning anymore.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Dad walks in and we're not winning, son.
I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. We've been waiting for you.
Objection!
Then how do you explain the poisonous stamp that was in this envelope?
The poison stamp?
Where exactly is the poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed.
Objection!
What about the atroquinine residue, huh? Oh, I agree, that does seem to be atroquinine residue. But Air Forehead, it's certainly no stamp. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Measham never would have used it. That is all.
I believe we've come to a conclusion again.
Apollo, were we wrong the whole time?
Can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence.
I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice.
Judge says that as if the initial system of the 3-day court thing won't force that to happen.
Yes, Your Honor?
Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Measham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison atroquinine in the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene, on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Yes, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp,
Jumisham, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp.
I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case.
I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. Traces of a troconine, the envelope, the frame, and Jumisham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us?
The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that logical outcome of this evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Ah, a fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than Drew Michel.
The frame is the fake clue?
Without a doubt, Your Honor.
Objection!
Wasn't it you who presented this evidence to the court? Oh,
Hold on a second, Apollo. The poison on the envelope, that frame, and the coffee mug. They're all connected somehow.
oh, right. I can hear it already. It looks like the fake was you, Air Forehead.
We can flog ourselves later, Apollo. Now's the time for thinking.
Fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than So the reason I presented the frame was because I figured that someone... Actually, no, that wouldn't work now that I think about it. Because the way that my mind was working was like someone had put it in a frame afterwards to mislead us, but that would make sense because no one had been in there aside from Vera, who wouldn't do that to frame herself, and Brushel, who didn't know the significance of this.
The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand.
You jokingly saying that it drew Misham as if it couldn't be Drew Misham, and then proceeding to not present it when I saw that it was the correct answer made me have a minor stroke.
I'm confused.
Because I knew I had seen that the answer was Drew, so when you jokingly said Drew Misham as if to be like, it couldn't possibly be him, I was like...
Yeah, I presented them the second time because they're like, well, you presented both of these other things. I still don't actually know how Drew Maysham is the fake one, but I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Objection!
Congratulations, you've completely lost me. Here's your prize, gold star.
I need that screen capped so that I can send that when people confuse me.
Let me just... Boop. The fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger. It makes a good story, I'll give you that. Fake clue, fakes, forgeries. Ah!
I know that face! That's the I just had an idea face!
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? Come again. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped it aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into the very same trap and dies. Why?
That's what I want to know.
Because the forger who was killed was a fake.
Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake.
Order, order, order!
So you're telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo.
I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Misham was.
Drew Misham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor? Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was... Valiant, maybe?
Oh my god, please, Daddy, please. Thank you.
There can only be one explanation,
Were you
really.
joking about Valent, or...
I was 30% serious?
Okay, it's fine. That's an acceptable amount of
What would be an unacceptable amount of serious?
More than 50. Because, like, it was very well known that he was a shut-in, so, like, if no one else could get in or out other than Drew, then there's only one other person who could have been the forger.
I believe Valiant could have found a way in.
Oh my god. But why? You have yet to conclude that Drew and Valent even know each other. This is like the Kristoff thing all over again.
It all happens with that same case 7 years ago.
Fuck.
But yeah, like as I was saying it, like Matt, usually when I'm like trying to prove shit like that, it's like the amount of seriousness I have is going consistently up and up until I find something to contradict it, or something in my head grinds it to a halt. So I was just imagining like the percentage like raising one by one really fast, like one of those clocks.
Gotcha. I need to pee so bad again. Ugh, I hate being hydrated.
The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Misham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham.
Order, order, order! Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb even for you.
I kinda agree. I mean, Vera, a forger?
Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery has been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger.
Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense.
One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's. We know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger. That leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well, fascinating.
Vera Misham. You've been paying attention to the trial so far.
Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Misham? that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. I'm used to being stared at by Frauleins, believe me. They usually talk to me, too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? I'm gonna wait for Clover to read this line.
I'm like a mile away from my microphone.
So the forger, Drew Misham, was you?
What? What?
Court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. Then it would have been a down roar. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. To be continued.
So, there's only one cross-examination. If you just want to finish this section of the thing.
Oh, sure. What time is it?
3
I don't have to... Okay. I have time for one more cross-examination.
Let's fucking do this.
And we start with more investigation tomorrow, I presume.
I think so.
No,
Actually,
next week, I mean, not
I know
tomorrow.
so, and I know what's happening next, and I'm going to die. Anyways, okay. So where exactly does this leave us, Apollo?
Well, the Drew Misham who was killed wasn't Drew Misham the forger, basically.
Huh? Well then, who was he?
Well, he was actually doing her nails.
Fucking fuck.
Drew Misham was doing her nails. So you really made those forgeries.
Yes. Father.
I also want to call attention to the fact that as much nail polish as she's putting on, like, she's not changing the color of her nails at all.
Nope. I know it was wrong. Could you tell us how it happened? My father was a painter. I loved painting ever since I was a child. One day, Father saw it in me. He saw that I had the talent. The talent for making forgeries? How should I say it? Because not only paintings were made. Given the materials, I could make anything.
Anything?
Father was so proud and I so happy. But in the end, I was making those.
What's this supposed to be, by the way, this picture?
Sad face?
Oh, I thought it was like a coin with a tree on it.
Yeah, it's a crying face.
Forgeries.
I've never had a good constitution nor personality. I know very little of the world outside my door. Now because of me, Father is. Do you know about this red envelope? I remember that envelope. It was some time ago.
So you were already a, you're already creating your works back then.
I started when I was only 12 years old.
So the one you figured out that stamp was poison, that was... Hold on, I need to check something. Okay, so she's been doing it for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when she started.
Lots of things seem to be going back exactly 7 years in this case.
Oh. What do you know?
You good?
I'm stretching.
Okay.
I'm stretching. Sorry, I should have clarified that by making an anime girl noise.
No. Shut up.
Mr. Justice, it's time. To the courtroom, please.
How pretty she
Right.
is.
Out of time.
That's a very pretty young woman. Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please. Those 3 paintings in the studio. I painted those as part of my work. Right, see, we checked them out and we saw what was underneath. We saw the rough sketches underneath these 3 finished paintings. I see. Mr. Justice?
Yes?
Father, he knew of you. Of both of you.
Your late father?
He was watching, gathering information. All about the Wright & Co. law offices. But lately we're not doing just law! Yes, you do tricks, gags to amuse and play piano. Well, they're not really gags. Yet when Father heard you resume the legal business, how pleased he was. Who was Mr. Mesham?
How am I supposed to know?
What if he was Daddy's daddy?
Judging from the relative ages involved, I'd say it's highly unlikely.
Can you show me his age, please?
Age 33, age 52.
Alright, now I can do the math.
I mean, it's possible if he was like 19. Things are already confusing enough with all these daddies running
You
around.
got me feeling like I'm dreaming, I'm not even asleep. One father to another, I see you and me as a team. Cause when we got to talking, something struck me magically. The way you looked at me, could you be the dream daddy for me? Sorry.
Is that from the game?
No, it's a fan song.
Okay. We know that the victim's daughter, Vera, was the forger. What does this mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out.
Shut up, phone.
Court is now back in session.
I hate how excited I am getting. I want to hate this case, but I'm really excited.
Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. She's consuming nail polish. Is she trying to poison herself too? Perhaps you could begin by telling us how it all worked. How did you set up this Drew Mesham forger persona? There's that stare again. She's drilling more holes into his head.
I know it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. Of course other people are into him other than you.
What's hard?
I'll tell you. Never mind. Hang on. There you go. I bonked myself.
Very well, miss, if you would.
I had to bonk myself. Everything's fine.
Did you really make those detestable forgeries?
Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Were you the one who painted that painting, the remarkably similar one?
Yes. I painted it, yes.
Father praised me quite clearly for it.
So she was the one who made the forgeries.
Yet she did not wish to reveal the truth of their operation. So the victim was a stand-in, a decoy. To the world at large, he was the forger, not her.
I've done a bad thing. Haven't I?
Regardless, we need a little more information. About, for instance, this. You have seen this before, yeah?
Yes. It was in the desk drawer.
Very well, you may proceed with your testimony. Tell us everything you know about this envelope.
You don't have to change how you say the word.
I just find it funny that, like, I get the feeling that different people would pronounce it differently.
Yeah, but you were saying it envelope before for everyone. The only reason I say envelope is that's just how I was raised.
No, I was doing it envelope for the judge.
Were you? I didn't even notice. Kudos.
I think so. I think so.
Kudos.
It was like, it wasn't a thing that I was trying to specifically do it for the judge, but it was like, I feel like the more educated not the more educated someone is, but like the more smart
the more aristocratic someone is.
Aristocratic, that's the word. The more aristocratic they present themselves as, the more likely they are to do it. But it's,
God bless.
I think I have been deciding it.
Not God.
I think I have been deciding it mostly randomly. The more pretentious. The more pretentious. That's the word for it.
Satan bless my author's vocabulary. I would say God bless my writer's vocabulary, but God never blesses a writer because all writers are born of hell.
Interesting.
It's like here's the thing. Non-writers who write stuff only want to write fluffy shit or extremely dark shit with nothing in between. Actual writers know how to string all that together like an actual story, and that is the work of Satan. That is my theory, and I'm sticking to it because I am a writer.
I think it's just having storytelling skills.
No.
I think it's just being good at your craft.
That's correct, but that's also boring.
Yeah, and I guess, like, affirming that is, like, not doing you justice as a writer.
I like to, well, no, that is absolutely affirming me as a writer, because that's how, you're saying I have writer skills, and thank you. You're saying I have writer skills while I'm saying I'm possessed by the devil, so. Thank you, Daycare Ladybot. I created things and Father sold them. This envelope came after my first work. That was other than that's other than A paper. Father handled the deal, all of it. I received the stamp that was in the envelope. It was after that job that we moved to the art studio.
There certainly was much of great interest in your testimony.
Much great. Such wow.
Many wow.
Not that the witness realizes it.
Very well. Please begin the cross-examination.
Right, okay. I need more information about this forger. This Drew Misham.
Look at her. I created things and Father sold them.
Hold it!
She's such a
So these things you were making, you mean paintings identical to other paintings, right?
The closer we were, the happier Father was. I just realized her hair is super blue, and I think I owe Thomas another apology. I was happy too.
Yeah,
her hair's blue. Fucking what's the computer face?
Lisa.
Lisa.
No. Like, you'll realize why in a minute, in a hot minute, why I owe Thomas an actual apology. But like, the main thing is just like, Lisa and April's hairs were way too vibrant for me to believe that their hairs were natural like that. Also, Dahlia exists, which is why I believe that she dyed her fucking hair. Because I refuse to believe that identical twins don't have the same hair, and I also refuse to believe that they're natural blood redheads when their mother has black hair. Anyway, sorry.
Still, you're quite young now. When did you begin this work?
My first painting was sold when I was 12. It's almost like
Your Honor, she had no idea what she was doing was illegal.
No,
Objection!
my issue with that is that this is supposed to be set in the real life world, so, like, I don't know.
The real life world was spirit magic.
Listen, shut up. Shut.
You're not here to defend her for the crime of forgery.
True. Please tell us more about this envelope. This envelope may very well have killed your father.
Alright.
It's still like somewhat random whether or not I pronounce it one way or the other.
Hold it!
Listen, Nye and Dev need to stop calling me out for my expecting realism in my hyper-excited anime lawyer game. Shut up.
I mean, I choose to believe that Apollo, like, that the bracelet doesn't really hold any special power.
You'll see.
It does, doesn't it?
No, everything is explained. Or living hair? What living hair? This isn't
Apollo,
This isn't Avatar.
Darian, Dahlia.
The fucking swan lady. That's not a hair, that's her hat, and that was an actual swan on top of her hat. The part that's unrealistic about Giselle Brett is her unimaginable neck strength. I call bullshit. She was an assassin. It was completely still until she got pissed. You don't know, maybe it was a... Never mind, actually, that proves your point further.
It was a very well-trained swan.
No, I was gonna say maybe it was taxidermied, but that implies that it's a magical taxidermied goose.
Or a mechanical taxidermied goose.
That's true.
They do have steampunk machines.
That is true.
By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point.
Yes. But father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings.
For instance,
For instance, a letter sent. Oh yeah, that steampunk tech that exceeds anything possible in that time. Listen! Okay. I'm realizing now what my argument actually is, and I failed to word it properly. What I mean is, like, other than the extreme weirdness, this game is mostly normal. Other than, like, the obvious extremes that are extremely anime, this game is relatively normal.
but
So-
it's the hair that crosses the line.
Well, it's the hair that's, like, so otherwise normal, and only once in a blue moon becomes weird that I notice it, you know? Like, the spirit channeling thing is so fucking insane that I'm like, okay, fine, I'll accept it. But, like, the hair is so... There are, like, 4... I can count the characters with weird colored hair on one hand. That's why it throws me off.
So it's the fact that it normally follows the rule, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Or a fingerprint left on a cup. Or a signature on a document. A seal on a letter.
None of this makes her sound very innocent at all.
I'd sooner believe dumb hair. But that's the thing, is like everything else is so insane, but they give some kind of explanation for it that I'm like, okay, fine, I'll accept it into this world. The hair thing is just kind of accepted and never explained, and I'm like, but hair dye, you know? And then there's like at least 2 separate characters that confirm the usage of hair dye, and that's Dahlia and fucking the titty clown that I keep forgetting the name of. Giro or whatever.
John Armstrong.
No, John Armstrong was a brunette. Why would you ever have to explain vivid hair colors? Well, why would you, in that logic, in this world, why would you ever have to explain perception and shit? It's the same problem I have with Athena. It's not explained well enough for me to accept it. Anyways, I'm done having this argument. I am clearly losing, and I don't know how to explain my point properly. Let's move on.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Beginning of a new industry for Drew Misham.
It's not your fault. I don't know how to explain my problem with it. Anyways.
I should be trying to like help you figure it out
No,
instead of like making fun of you for it.
No, it's fine. You're not making fun of me for it. No one's making fun of me. People are pointing out that I don't know how to explain what's bothering me about this.
Yeah, I'm making fun of how you're explaining it instead of trying to help you explain it better.
You're not making fun of it. You are actively helping.
By pointing out the contradictions. Objections.
Shut up. You're being helpful. Shut up.
Thank you. A new industry? The creation of items used to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words. Uh-oh.
This perception is not common. You just proved my point, though. Everyone would assume it's hair dye, so why suddenly is unnatural hair like blue suddenly normal? Anyways, I'm done. My father handed the deal, all of it. I'm done with this conversation.
So you don't know how the things you are making were being used, not even the hair dye.
Yes, she could make hair dye. I enjoy painting very much.
I think I understand. The Fraulein has lived in an unusual little world. Can you tell us what happened to the papers that were in this envelope?
Father signed them and said come back.
Did he follow the instructions? Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. This is a rather important matter. Give your answer some thought.
I received the stamp that was in that envelope.
What do you mean you received it?
Did I do something wrong?
You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison on the back, a troconine.
Leading the witness.
A moment, Air Forehead. You can't force an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps you would tell me, Fraulein Vera. Why did you receive this stamp?
Is something wrong?
It was beautiful.
Ah, you mean it was one of those commemorative stamps?
Yes, I think it was.
So you didn't know about the poison. I guess not.
I love that she draws her emotes. That's my favorite thing.
So the trap failed by chance, by mistake. Thanks to this commemorative stamp,
Quite the close call.
It was after that job that I moved to our current studio.
you mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is?
Yes. We saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. Isn't this I just realized, isn't this technically child labor?
Mm-hmm.
Drew was a shitty person.
Not only was he doing child labor, he was doing child labor to get her to do illicit activities.
Yes. Sorry, I had to remember that illicit does not necessarily mean sexual.
Alright, we're not in the server, I can't use the bonk emote here.
I can. I bonked myself for you.
Thank you. This single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mr. Measham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large.
When we had to meet someone for some reason, Father posed as the creator of the work.
So that was the real essence of the artist, Drew
I
Measham.
guess technically he wasn't as awful because he didn't want his daughter to go to prison for forgery.
Yeah, so he was like, I'll accept all the responsibility of this.
But it's still, child labor.
Hmm.
I guess I can't talk shit. I always sign the child labor laws whenever I play Frostpunk.
Yeah, but that's with fictional people. In this world, like, they don't have some sort of like
In this
Drew Measham.
in this fictional world, this fictional person is using his very real fictional daughter.
Yes.
God, that's the most confusing way I could have put that.
Like, because we have one layer sort of removed from, one layer of, like, reality removed from fictional worlds, like video games, whereas these guys are, like, on the same playing field.
Yeah, they're all real to them.
You did the work and he supplied the face.
So you really didn't know anything, did you? You had no idea how much danger you were in.
Apparently not. About this commemorative stamp, could you tell us more about it?
It was very pretty, and more than that,
Yes?
it was a picture of people I liked at the time.
Something new? Apparently, we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. If you would be so kind as to continue your testimony, Fräulein.
The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Definitely as musicians.
Magicians. I thought you were gonna say like Miyamoto.
Favorite game.
Magicians?
I love mysterious things. I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat.
You're confusing mysterious with freaky.
See? Isn't magic great?
Fine, great, yeah, sure. No need to get all excited.
But the magic troupe I saw disbanded soon after. That was quite sad.
Did she just say what I think she said? Magic troop? Now where have I heard that before? The red envelope came after she'd completed her first job. That makes it a letter from her client, whoever wanted the forgery made.
Hollow?
We're close. You just have to piece together the parts. A deadly weapon in a red envelope. And the path it took to take Drew Misham's life.
I've already read this line.
Huh.
Excuse me.
Objection!
Oh, I didn't mean to present that.
Oops.
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Misclick.
I mean, you have 5 HP, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine, but it's like...
Hold it! Objection!
Frozen bread.
Hold it!
Are you? What you thinking about?
I'm still looking for cracks in the testimony.
What?
I'm still looking for cracks in the testimony.
No, I heard-
So far, everything seems to check out, but I also may have just been spacing out for some of the stuff, so I'm rereading some of the stuff. There's no stamp on this.
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. My heart's just fucking exploding.
Oh, you're in pain?
No? Metaphorically.
Okay. Hold up, I read that as Vampire Magic Ink. I'm thinking it's possible that I'm supposed to present her card on this, but this is the deal relating to the forged evidence.
Hold it!
I think you're way super overthinking this again.
So either I present the not painting, the frame on this, or I present
Objection!
Thank you.
those magicians you liked. Was it this bunch?
Apollo, they're not a bunch!
I see. Still, I have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter?
Good question.
Well, pretty stamps are always better, and you can't beat the Troop Grammary.
But the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think, Prosecutor Gavin?
Oh, ah.
Did the judges admit that he was in on a murder plan?
No? Oh. Sorry, my heart's about to explode. This is one of the hardest moments in the game for me.
Prosecutor Gavin? Okay, he's redeemed himself, but he's just implicated.
He
That'd be
super didn't.
Never mind.
Grammary.
What's with Gavin?
Might I ask just one question of this witness? In your testimony just now, you stated this was your first work that was other than a painting. Please tell me, what exactly did you make? No. Answer the question now.
Ah! He was supposed to be shouting, but whatever. This moment, this is. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. I love this moment because of how much pain it brings me.
Prosecutor Gavin! You're usually not.
Oh, okay.
You're usually not one whose volume concerns me, but please turn it up next time you're supposed to be yelling.
Yes, it's unbecoming of me, I apologize. But I must know, please, Miss Misham. Tell me.
It's a book. A single page in a book.
A book? Please be more specific.
It was handwritten book.
No. I don't. No.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, man. Fuck, yo. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Michelle, this book. Was there a picture of a silk hat on the back cover? Yes or no?
How did you know?
Objection!
Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop badgering her.
Fuck. Fuck. Fuck, man. This is... Ah.
He's told you nothing, has he? Your soiled, sullied mentor, nothing? Sullied? Who? Phoenix Wright, who else? He never told you about the trials 7 years ago? About he came to lose his attorney's badge? It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know. A certain diary. On the back, it bore the mark of a silk hat. What? Phoenix Wright, tossed out of the profession by false evidence. And the forger who made that evidence is this girl standing right in front of me? Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in a trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drew Misham, you, to forge that evidence? For all of our sakes, who was it?
That is the most heartbreaking moment of my entire life with Claviera. Fuck me. We only met once.
You met the client. Well, who was it?
It was... It was... What's going on with Vera? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again.
Yes, what? Is there something about me?
I remember reading the book, diary.
Who was it? Vera!
The devil. Yeah, so remember when you said that her biting her nails was poisoning her? You said that, and I texted Nye screaming. You have no idea how much rage in that one sentence you made me feel.
I didn't even remember that I made that joke. That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
God, you said that and I lost it in my head because I couldn't say anything. And I knew we were like 10 minutes away from that being proven. Oh.
Didn't I do this before in the first game?
think
Or
you
in the other
did.
game that we did?
And I quote, he got the fucking twist as a joke, help I'm fucking dying. That's not even with a thing. You did it with a different thing. He did it twice. Twice you joked about something and the twist was correct and I want to kill you for it. my god. You're so good at that, and it drives me insane. Oh, and yeah, that's the one. When you said she's poisoning herself, I literally screamed, ah! Please, by the way, when this stream is over, because it's been more than a minute, and we need to clip Dev just fucking losing it. Because Dev's laughter brings me so much life. Oh, God.
Honestly, you like remembering that I say stuff like this brings me life.
That was so fucking... It was so choice, and I was so mad.
This ends the recording of the trial for the murder of Drew Measham. Vera Measham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant. The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life. She is currently in intensive care and is not to be disturbed for any reason. A very simple case at first glance, until it finally begins to show its true colors. This is a joke we can make because we have artists in the witness stand.
Hey, do you recognize this music and this courtroom? Welcome back to 2001, everybody.
The long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. In some ways, that was the starting point of it all.
There it is!
What the fuck?
It's Clavier!
That hair took me off guard.
God, he looks so pretentious.
Not gonna lie.
Does he not look pretentious in the current era? Look at this bitch. I love him.
I can't access the court record to see his actual sprite right now. But that is where we must go
He looks less pretentious? That's fair.
to find the whole truth
Baby
and
Trishy.
nothing but the truth.
Oh my god, even the painting is different. That's hilarious. I love that. Here's where things start to get a little confusing in the next part. I think it's the next two parts that get real weird.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, next week, huh?
Oh, jeez. I like your affected Euro rock accent. Okay.
Affected what?
Nothing. I'm just looking at the text for the next section. Okay, Sunday should be Yakuza. We're gonna do more Majima. Depending on my mood, we're either gonna go and do the actual story or we're just gonna do cabaret shit. But it depends on my mood. Then Tuesday we're probably gonna do more Yakuza. And then we're gonna come back and do the weird shit. I remember this case is peculiar.
I'm all about that weird shit.
We in for that weird shit. I'll see
I'm
y'all.
into that weird shit.
Bye!
Bye!